Today, the Fifth Watcher proudly presents a gentleman's owning of the Amazing Atheist. The internet rumors have indicated that TJ has gone on a fortnight of ownage, and so I wish to counter this ownage with a little ownage of my own, but a gentleman's ownage, the polite ownage brought to you by the Fifth Watcher. By the way, my drink of choice is Saint Germain, fresh, hand-selected elderflowers, fermented to become the citrus, tropically goodness that it is now. This owning will be quite different because I will not make silly observations as to his stature or behavior, but rather I will tell a story. The fact that I've actually already owned the Amazing Atheist, and I've done it quite a long time ago. I'd say this was maybe a year and a half ago, and he doesn't even know it. Around this time, the Amazing Atheist started a group, and he called it the ASU. It standed for Atheist Scum United, which is not a very good acronym if you don't want to be called scum. However, its purpose was to unite atheists to be douchebags or something. Or at least anyone that I imagine would be inspired by TJ to join a group probably would want to be a douchebag. ASU is USA backwards. I see what you did there, the Amazing Atheist. I see what you did there. This ASU I speak of originally, very funny, I thought. I thought it was a parody because it was like, ASU is anti-everything religion hates, and then it was like blah blah blah, group mentality stuff, and blah blah blah, do what I say, and blah blah blah. It was like really, it seemed like it was a parody on what atheism shouldn't be. Like, and I was like, this is kind of funny, I guess. Okay, I get it. And then I realized he was serious, and I was like, can you really be that dumb? But I guess he can be that dumb. Even the things that I, a theist, dislike about religion, this group represented it, except with atheism as its front rather than theism. I'm just really surprised that no one noticed the extreme irony in this. Hey guys, you and your church and your Jesus and God and stuff, you follow that shit? Well, I say be an individual like me, and be an atheist and join this group and follow this guy instead of follow that guy and join this group, because that's what the true atheist should do. Is, yeah. I imagine that the people he would inspire to join this group wouldn't be the most savory of fellows. Getting a bunch of these people in the same room to talk and plot would definitely not be productive for society. So I took it upon myself to join this group, to see what they were up to. At first the idea was, with a very ninja-like skill, to penetrate the group and poison it from within. This silly group consisted of a silly message board, so I just sillily signed up for it. Being that the group was still in its conception, it would be easy to bring it down at sillily. So I poisoned the group with the one thing they could not withstand: logic and reasoning. That's the Fifth Watcher's power. Where other theists fail at logic and reasoning, Fifth Watcher succeeds. My evil plan is understanding and tolerance, so I was to poison your silly group with these evil concepts. The idea being that if a group of atheists dedicated to being assholes to the religious succeeded, then the world at large would view atheists at large as assholes, because they are representatives of the whole, even if they don't want to be. That is how people will see the group. They take that information and they add it to their little stereotypes that they keep willingly or unwillingly. I simply argued that you would be doing atheism a great disservice if you were to be argumentative, purposeful assholes with no real intent behind it. Basically, whenever a dumb idea came up, like, hey, we should be assholes to these people, or these people all collectively need owning, I would be like, no, sir, you should be polite. Polite, because otherwise you will look like an asshole, and in the eyes of all others who see you, you will make atheists at large look like assholes, and this will demean the community at large, and will set you back so that modern atheists could become accepted on the current world stage. And this, I truly believe, is atheists. Your best option. And with this honest and reasoned approach, I was poisoning the very underbelly, the very sentiment on which this community was created, the assholism, the egoism and such, was soon fading from its mists. Now, as you might expect, it took some arguing, because there was a lot of flaming assholes in there. Flaming assholes. Eventually, I went over many minds. And this is very ironic. The secret theist in their in the message board. I was made a moderator. How about that shit, huh? Good times. But I must admit, the greatest owning amongst the group did not come from me, but among others. Like-minded individuals like myself, although they were atheists, but otherwise they had the same idea, who hijacked the group to make something far more productive, less asshole-ish, and they hijacked the ASU and turned it to the IAM, or the I Am. Ironically, IAM, the name they went with and the logo they went with, were both things I was a strong advocate of choosing and defining the new group's image in its infancy. These people that hijacked the community believe much, like myself, that atheists should not intentionally be assholes, that they should do productive things, and they did. They organized at least one charity drive, and perhaps this was somewhat in the vein of my reasoning. Perhaps I had indeed poisoned the well with tolerance and reasoning and a total lack of spite. My evil plan was complete. I poisoned the evil group with good. The true evil plan. At which point, the group had become the I Am, and it became apparent that this new group I liked. It was good. I was actually planning on coming out and being like, hey guys, guess what, it's the Fifth Watcher. But I didn't end up doing that because they didn't upkeep their site, and they pretty much just stopped caring. But before they left, they did do some good things. In the end, TJ, you silly bitch, your silly idea failed, and I helped bring its end to fruition. My evil objective completed. Your group destroyed. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is a true story. Now you may ask, do I fear a counter-owning by the Amazing Atheist, who will clearly not be gentlemanly as I am about the process? Do I fear that? Let me tell you, no. No, because the Fifth Watcher's a fucking ghost. The Fifth Watcher's a fucking ninja. The only thing he has on me is all you see here. And people say I look like a skinnier, more attractive Amazing Atheist, so he's got nothing to go on, people. Nothing. I've won this battle, and he cannot take that away. I laugh at you. Any owning the Amazing Atheist would partake in that would involve me would evolve into an argument, and such an argument he would lose. Your pettiness and disregard for manners leaves a bad taste in my mouth, good sir. And you'd be better to heed manners and other various forms of being cordial with people. Now, if you'll excuse me, this morning I have an appointment with Mr. Higglesworth to play some golf on the Nintendo Wii.